And your shield.
Papa, you're back. Did you get me a present? I'd really like a dolly. Or maybe a pretty new dress? Well, I heard there's a really nice tailor's in Solitude. And maybe the Kajisal dolls. They always have the best toys. Wow, really? What do you get me? Thanks.
Stupid dog.
Stupid dog.
Honored to see you again, my friend.
Still here. We have a cozy little prophet. Here, this is your share, love. Fine, love. I think the fresh air does wonders for all of us. And this house, it's just perfect. I am at your command. You lead, I'll follow.
Where do you want to go? Until next time. Climb and back and we'll be off. You ever met one of them cats? Khajiit, I think they call themselves. I hear that.
Got some fresh baked bread and... Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room, right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need. Mind you don't get fresh. Susanna. She plays the flirt, but it's just to get good tips.
What are you doing that for?
Working in Windhelm is great. I get to see Ulfric up close.
Everyone said needs a metal hammer. Take a look. Don't forget, you find Queen Trade. Sword. Wow. For you.
I've got your back. I am at your command. I'll head back home if you need me.
Hey, you mix potions, right? Can you brew me an ale?
Looking to hire a boat? I can take you to any port on the coast.
Talk to Captain Galland if you're looking to book passage.
I've been sailing the Northern Maiden across the Sea of Ghosts for nearly 20 years now. Not at all. I used to fish the waters around Solstheim. Made a damn fine living at it, too. But over the years, The ash from Red Mountain poisoned the sea up there, and the fishing became difficult. If it weren't for my supply runs to Raven Rock, I'd have likely sold my ship by now and moved back to Riften. Well, I guess nothing bad happened the last time. Fine. We'll sail as soon as I get paid. Load up, and we'll get underway.
If you're looking for passage, talk to Captain Gjalland. Talk to Captain Gjalland if you're looking for passage.
Splendid. Another mouth to feed. Just remember who's in charge around here.
Make way. If you intend to wander Solstein, you do so at your own risk.
Excuse me, but the temple is for followers of our faith alone. Out.
Mirag. It sounds very familiar.
Not someone here, but
I'm not sure I can recall.
I can't be sure. I know I've heard that name, but it doesn't feel real.
Does that make any sense?
Non-believers are never welcome here. If they desire salvation, the citizens of Raven Rock need to open their eyes and their pockets. Yes, Sirrah? There's nothing beyond the ballroom, except wild Nords and ashwastes. Why you'd leave your homeland behind to venture here is beyond me. But suit yourself. Just remember who's in charge. If you find yourself in the ash wastes, keep your eyes to the ground. Ash spawn, like to spring up from
You haven't seen Crush's Corellius, have you? That foolish old man's taken my pickaxe again. No, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill pickaxe. I'm talking about an ancient Nordic pickaxe. They don't exactly grow on trees, you know. I'd prefer to handle these things on my own. Look, if you see Crush's, tell him to give me that pickaxe back, and I'll pay you for the trouble. Well, it's been a long time since someone from the guilds bothered to make their way out here. So tell me, how's my brother Delvin? Still spending his nights at the Ragged Flagon trying to win Vex's heart? Good to hear. Tam Layabout never even bothers to send his own flesh and blood a letter saying how he's doing. Can you imagine? Anyway, I suppose you're looking for work. Well, I got bad news. This place is drier than a damn bone. Eager to make some coin, eh? That's the spirit. I'll tell you what. The guild's got a problem out here that I've been trying to deal with for years, but haven't been able to handle. Don't look at me like that. I'm all alone out here, with no one to watch my back. And besides, it's really my problem anyway. I caused it. A fellow Breton who went by the name Esmond Tyne showed up at my doorstep about a fortnight ago. He noticed the shadow marks like you did, and I thought he was one of us. That he did, right out from under my nose. Can you believe it? It's my own formula for improved bone mold. Took me years to perfect. Well, before he ran off, he was talking some nonsense about trying to fence goods to the Reeklings at Castle Karstag. I told him he was crazy to even think about talking to those vicious little buggers, but he wouldn't listen. I'd bet a fat purse of coin that he's either dead or hiding out up there. You do that, and I'll make sure you're set up right. You won't be disappointed. No. Wait. Maybe. I don't know how I know that name. I'm not sure. I don't want to talk about this. A fine question, and the one that I hear most often from visitors to our town. I wish I had a more romantic tale to tell, but I was simply seeking my fortune and chose Raven Rock to ply my trade. Besides, knowing how to repair bone mold armor wasn't very useful in Riften. I had a friend over there, a dark elf named Van Ryth, a very talented armor smith. Spent a lot of time with the guy swapping smithing techniques. Learned a heck of a lot, including how to repair bone mold. After he moved on to greener pastures, I decided to pack up, move out here, and put those lessons to the test. Been here ever since. It's the only tool tough enough to crack Stalrim, is what it is. Not many of those beauties left in the world. Forging them is a lost art. The one Cretius borrowed came from the Skull village up north. I, traded them some goods for it. Calling Stalrim an ore is like calling my forge a campfire. Some folks say it's enchanted ice, but I think there's more to it than that. I don't think I've come across more than a chunk or two in my lifetime, and smithing's my trade. If you're looking to learn more, you should head over to the Skull village. Someone there's bound to know more about it than I do. Take a look. You tell Cretius he better give that pickaxe back to me, or else.
Always a pleasure to watch when a man like you walks by. It gets lonely out here, you know, on this remote island. That's not someone who lives in Raven Rock, I don't think. But it sounds so familiar. Maybe. I can't help but think of some sort of temple on the island. Why would that be? And don't stay away for too long.
Looking for any potions? Ingredients? Alchemical supplies? If you're looking for any exotic ingredients, just ask. I might have what you need. I don't think so, though it sounds like a name I've heard before. I hear that name. And I see a temple here on Solstheim. What could that mean? After we left Morrowind, we found ourselves in Skyrim. We wandered around a bit and ended up in Morthal, where we took up temporary residence with Lami, the town's alchemist. I was fascinated by her work, and over a period of a few years, she taught me quite a bit. It wasn't long before we became homesick. We were the only Dunmer in Morthal. When word reached us that a settlement of Dunmer was forming on Solstheim, we were thrilled. It's been difficult, but I'm not regretting it one bit. In fact, I'm glad we've been able to stay and help. As you can imagine, the eruption of the Red Mountain took an awful toll on Solstheim. Hunting for game has been scarce, and the waters are apparently too tainted for fishing. According to Councillor Morvain, My husband's been Raven Rock's most important food source for decades. I think I can teach you a thing or two. Yes, I'm proud to say that I grow or harvest most of it myself. I only wish I had a better source for netch jelly. Those creatures are difficult to track down since it's so dangerous beyond the bulwark. That would be splendid. I'd be more than happy to give you something for the effort. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients? Careful with those netches. They may look tame, but they can seriously hurt you when threatened.
I work for Mogul. You got a problem, you talk to him.
Always a pleasure to watch when a man like you walks by. It gets lonely out here, you know, on this remote island. And don't stay away for too long.
I wanted it back by first harvest.
Let's see what I can do.
Oh, hello. You looking for a handout or something?
If you're dealing with me, there's only one thing to remember. Pay your debts or end up hurt. No, wait. I recognize the name, but I'm not sure why. I don't know. I feel strange just thinking about it. A temple, maybe. Here on the island, something about a temple. Until next time.
You looking for trouble? Stay out of my way. Haven't you got something better to do?
My husband Vendel feared visitors would shun Raven Rock. I'm glad to see he was mistaken. Always nice to speak to someone from the mainland. Mirag. I'm sure I've heard that name before. Haven't I? Was it in a dream? May your path be free from danger.
Miserable. Just miserable. Oh, I hate this place. This island's nothing but a pile of rubble. What's the point trying to make a life here? I think so, but I'm not sure where I heard the name. I don't know why, but I'm thinking about a temple here on the island. Maybe it was just a bad dream. Don't like it. I hate it. Every day it's the same thing. We open the shop, we hardly sell a thing, we close the shop and go to sleep. What kind of a life is that? Oh, believe me, I'd be on the first ship off this miserable island if I could. But I'm not sure I could do that to my father. I think it would break his heart. We've already lost my mother. I don't want to leave him alone. We lived in a settlement, perhaps a league from the border of Black Marsh, the homeland of the Argonians. Even though the Argonian invasion ended a long time ago, there are still a few scale-skinned clans that live within our borders. To put it simply, they attacked our settlement and slaughtered almost everyone. It was horrible. Keep yourself safe. Solstheim's still a dangerous place.
I work for Mogul. You got a problem, you talk to him.
Always a pleasure to watch when a man like you walks by.
You stuck in Raven Rock too? Horrible, isn't it?
Mogul doesn't lend coin to outlanders.
Look somewhere else. Welcome to Raven Rock, traveler. Could I interest you in any fine ash-grown foods? My wife and I are doing the best we can to keep Raven Rock fed.
I think so, but I can't remember how I know him. Or maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I'm not sure. I think so. But the only thing that comes to mind is a shrine near the Earthstone.
Just got some of my merchandise off the latest supply ship. See if anything strikes your fancy. The Dunmer have been growing food in the Ashlands for thousands of years. It was born out of the necessity to survive in the harsh climate of our homeland. And now, with the constant eruptions of the Red Mountain, it's more important than ever. No, only the Telvanni have the ability to weave living growth from the ash. This simply takes the right ingredients, the right tools, and a lot of patience. Next time you're hungry, stop by. I always have plenty of food for sale.
My husband Vendel feared visitors would shun Raven Rock. I'm glad to see he was mistaken.
What? I'd be on the first ship off this island if I had the coin. What a waste. Mining gear? No. However, I used to sell East Empire pendants until I ran out of them. Popular little item. It's an amulet that was made exclusively for the East Empire Company. They gave them to their workers as an incentive at one point, a kind of reward for extra effort. They're no longer being made, so they've become a collectible. I'd love to get my hands on a few of them. They could be anywhere on the island. The mines might be a good place to start. If you find any while you're exploring Solstheim, bring them here, and I'll pay you for them. I think I maybe had a dream about someone with that name. It was very strange. Was I building something? A shrine down on the beach near the Earthstone? I'm not sure. The question you should be asking is, what don't I sell here? Because I have pretty much any supplies you might need. If it's not a weapon, potion, or armor, then it's likely that I haven't. Jarland, over at the docks, brings me most of my supplies, and the rest comes from bartering with the people in town. Oh, Glover Mallory gets me a few things once in a while. He usually has the most amazing deals that I can't pass up. Bad? What if I told you that you're the first person that's even considered looking at my wares today? I've half a mind to contact my friends at the East Empire Company and see if they need an extra hand in Windhelm. Oh, absolutely. In fact, I've corresponded with Vittoria Vici herself more than once. You know, the lady who runs the East Empire Company warehouse in Solitude. The biggest warehouse they have in Skyrim. Ah, you're just like the rest of the folks around here. Mark my words. The East Empire Company will return to Raven Rock. And when they do, I'll be at the top of their list. Everything I've got on display, really. The East Empire pendants are scattered all over, so leave no stone unturned.
I said to leave me be.
Cretius, last time you explored the mine, you almost fell to your death. I'm not spending the rest of my days as a widow.
And I'm telling you that I'll do whatever it takes to find my great-grandfather's remains. He's down here. I can feel it.
That was almost 2 centuries ago. There may be nothing left to find.
Just let me go, woman.
Cretius, you're an obstinate old fool, and you're going to get yourself killed. My apologies for Cretius's ravings. That foolish old man thinks he's 30 years younger than he is. He's going to get himself killed traipsing around the mine. He's convinced himself that there's some sort of conspiracy involving the East Empire Company and the mine's closure. We came across some old letters that belonged to his great-grandfather in our house, and he believes every word written in them. Cretius's great-grandfather worked for the East Empire Company. The letters mention some sort of discovery he was sent to investigate. There's really nothing remarkable in the letters. I don't know what he's so excited about. Gratian Corellius. He was an explorer for the East Empire Company. They'd send him all over Tamriel when they had difficulties in a mining operation. Poor man. Can you imagine doing all that dangerous work just to end up dying at your own doorstep? There was a horrible accident, and he was killed when one of the tunnels collapsed. They were never even able to go down there and recover the body. The East Empire Company sealed that section off to prevent any more tragedies. Cretius is convinced it's a story cooked up by the company to cover up something else, but I don't know. My beloved is almost 80 years old, and I think the shock of finding one of his ancestors' things has left his mind a bit confused. I love him dearly, and I support everything he does. But I can't let him chase this silly idea, or he may end up joining Gratian in a rocky grave. I think so, but from where? I can't recall. It's difficult. Something about it doesn't feel right. A temple here on the island. That's all I can recall. To understand how we met one another, you have to appreciate what he's going through. Cretius is a third-generation miner. All his life, he's lived and breathed nothing else. By the time Cretius came of age, the ebony mine in Raven Rock was shut down. He took that quite hard. Our home has been in his family for over 200 years. Leaving would have been like abandoning precious memories. Instead, he stayed on Solstheim and spent most of his life prospecting for a new ebony source. Sadly, it never surfaced. A decade ago, this drove him into a deep depression. He shut himself inside his home and refused to come out. It was after refusing to allow anyone to bring him food, Councillor Morvain ordered his door to be knocked down before Cretius starved to death. I was a temple priest at the time, and they had me use my healing arts to restore strength to his ailing body. I stayed for a while and cared for him, then I suppose we fell in love. Far from it. In fact, I'm no longer welcome there. In all honesty, it came down to a disagreement between what I believe and what Elder Othraloth believes. I'd prefer not to get into the details, but let's just say our opinions about the current status of the Tribunal vary widely. Be careful out there.
Who in the blazes are you? Can't you see I'm busy? Why should I tell you? I don't even know who you are. Maybe. Been difficult trusting people lately. They think I'm crazy. But mark my words, these mines hold a secret that could put Raven Rock back on the map. A secret the East Empire Company swept under the rug 2 centuries ago. It killed my great-grandfather and left Raven Rock with a worthless and tainted mine. Gratian Kyrelius. He spent his entire life exploring ancient ruins across Tamriel, and he died in these very mines almost 200 years ago. The East Empire Company called it a terrible accident, claiming that he was lost in a rockfall, but I know better. My wife and I were cleaning out our home, and we came across some of my great-grandfather's things locked in an old chest. I found an unsent letter he'd written to the East Empire Company, and a key. It describes a discovery that was made in the mine by some of the diggers. They wanted Gratian to take a closer look. The East Empire Company must have felt it was of great value, as they locked that section of the mine off from everyone else. It is. Well, I assume it is. I haven't been able to find the entrance. Now you're starting to sound like everyone else. I'm telling you, there's something big down there. Something that the East Empire Company wanted to hide from everyone. Look, my wife nags that I'm too old to go traipsing around these mines chasing my story. Time's my enemy. It's caught up with me before I could find the answers that I'm looking for. I do. I want to know what happened to Gratian, and what the East Empire Company is keeping from all of us. Gratian kept a journal of notes about his discoveries. If you can find his remains, I'm hoping it will help. Here's everything I have. The letter, the key. Please, do this for me, so I can finally regain the respect that I've lost. Look, I know I don't have much to go on. I have that unsent letter, and that's really it. But I also have a miner's instinct that's run in my family from before Gratian was even born. I may sound like a crazy old man to you, but I'm telling you, the tunnels here are solid. They would never collapse like that. She thinks that old age has addled my mind, that I'm seeing things when there's nothing to be seen. I realize she cares about me, but she has to understand that I can't rest until I find out what happened to Gratian. Then I'll settle down peacefully and never set foot in this mine again. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, even before I discovered Gratian's old things. I just hope both of you don't mistake my enthusiasm for insanity. The damn fool doesn't even deserve to have it. The pickaxe was made for mining, not selling. I'll bet he stole it from the Skald in the first place. Oh, very well. Here. Tell him I hope he drops the thing on his foot. I recognize the name, but I don't know how I know it. It sounds so familiar. It's so strange. I feel like it's from a dream. Something about the Earthstone and a shrine. That's it. That's all I can think of. Be careful down there. The mine can be treacherous.
Why you're leading Cretius on, I'll never understand. Poor Cretius is aging, and I believe it's addled his mind. As the years have passed, it's gotten worse. He's become obsessed with his theories of conspiracy. I'm sure he's down there somewhere, buried under a mountain of rubble like the East Empire Company claims. My greatest fear is that my stubborn mule of a husband will end up suffering the same fate. Be careful out there. Leading Cretius on, I'll never understand.
Your visit here will be tolerated as long as you abide by our laws. Otherwise, I've sworn to keep Councillor Morvain safe, and I intend to take that oath to the grave, if need be. I'm unsure. I swear I know the name, but I cannot place it. I don't think so. I'm not. The name has something to do with the Earthstone, I think, but I'm not sure what.
Look, I know why you're here.
I have to be. A second councillor? The security of Raven Rock is my primary concern. This isn't exactly the city of Blacklight. We're on the frontier out here, and we've had more than a fair share of troubles. After all we've been through together, I refuse to let Councillor Morvain down. Councillor Morvain is House Redoran's representative on Solstein. As second councillor, it's my job to support him and make certain his rule is enforced. Raven Rock started out as an imperial settlement, but the Empire decided to abandon it just as my people were first setting foot here. They left the town a shambles, but when House Redoran took over, We turned it around and it became ours. And even if it's been a struggle to make this island livable, we're proud to call it home. Your ignorance of our homeland doesn't surprise me. It's the capital of Morrowind. Been that way ever since Mournhold was sacked by the Argonians. I don't visit there often anymore, but we still get the occasional supply ship and visitors from there. Quite a while ago, yes. They cut a bloody swath across most of the southern region of Morrowind. Nobody seems certain why it happened. An attempted expansion, revenge for the enslavement of their people, or perhaps both. Whatever the case may be, thousands of Dunmer needlessly lost their lives, and many more were exiled from their homeland. Remember, we're watching you.
Welcome to Raven Rock, traveler. Could I interest you in any fine ash-grown foods?
Find my pickaxe yet? Glover Mallory's the name. If you're looking for a smith, you found one of the best. So, you finally tracked down old Precious, eh? Quite a character, isn't he? Tell you what, since you went through all the trouble of finding it for me and all, you keep it. I just wanted to remind that codger you can't just go around taking things from other people. Now that you've delivered the message, I'm satisfied. Besides, that pickaxe hasn't done me any good in years. Maybe you can put it to good use. The finest weapons and armor. Bring your weapons and armor to me. I'll fix it up right.
This is House Redring territory. You do well to remember that. There's nothing beyond the bulwark, except wild Nords and ash wastes. Teldrin Cerro, blade for hire. If you have the coin, I'm at your service. The best swordsman in all Morrowind is at your service. For the right price. Then let's be off.
Tell my father if he wants to speak to me.
Long story, but I don't see the harm in sharing it with you. My last patron was a true Nord. He was dressed in animal skins, had tattoos on his face. A real traditional type, if you know what I mean. He had an insatiable bloodlust and was extremely stubborn. One of the toughest employers I've ever had. Simple. He paid well. Very well. Anyway, we'd just cleared a ruined fort somewhere outside of Whiterun, and when we got outside, we saw one of them galloping away on horseback. Well, my boss wasn't about to let him get away, so we pursued. On foot. For 3 days. Until we ended up tracking him to one of the largest bandit encampments I'd ever seen. My patron took one look at me and made the most menacing grin I'd ever seen. At that moment, I knew I'd
never see him again. No amount of money would ever be worth that kind of death.
If it'll help us get moving quicker, sure. Right behind you.
Welcome to the Retching Net's Corner Club, my lord. If you need anything, Master Geldis will be happy to help you. We have all sorts of authentic dark elf food and drink here. Geldis spares no expense.
I've spent enough time.
Did I know someone by that name? Someone that wanted something. Maybe I'm just confused. I can't be sure. All right, then.
Merkel doesn't lend coin to outlanders. Look somewhere else.
Always a pleasure to watch when a man like you walks by.
Miserable. Just miserable. Oh, I hate this place.
Vendel Severin. A pleasure to meet you, Sario.
Welcome to the Retching Net's Corner Club, home of the finest Sioux jammer that will ever grace your lips.
Always glad to help, Sario. What can I do for you?
Welcome
We
to the
meet
Retching Net's
again,
Club,
Sario.
What can I get you?
Speak your mind. Do I? I was going to say no, but somehow I feel like I do. Does that make any sense?
No, I'm sure of that.
And yet, I think I had a dream of a temple, and he was there.
Pleasant journey, Samuel. There's something you need?
If you're looking for a room or perhaps some libations, you've come to the right place. I know everyone in Raven Rock, and they know me. You want stories? I've got plenty. The finest Sioux jammer to cross your lips, friend. My own personal formula that I call Sadri's Sujama. In fact, I've just added some new ingredients to the mixture that I think makes it taste better than ever. All I need to do is get the word out that it's ready, and they'll flock here for it. I was kind of hoping you'd say that. Here, take these samples of the Sujama and spread the word. If you get rid of all of them, there's something extra in it for you. Welcome to the Retching Net's Corner Club, home of the finest Sioux jammer that will ever grace your lips. There's actually a funny story behind the name, friend. A few years ago, I was walking down by the docks, and I noticed a Dunmer staggering along with a bottle of Sioux jammer in hand. He was one of my patrons and liked to drink heavily, so I wasn't exactly surprised.
Hope we don't run into too many.
But you see, this particular Dunmer was as naked as the day he was born and singing badly at the top of his lungs. As I'm watching this spectacle, a netch floats over the bulwark towards him. The man looks straight up at the netch, yells, "Have a drink!" and tosses the bottle. And it never hit the ground. Well, the bottle broke on the netch, and it must have swallowed its contents because it started floating sort of tilted. Finally, it stopped and began to quiver. A few moments later, the foulest liquid to ever assail your nostrils spewed from its maw. I've seen plenty of drunks in me day, and I'll tell you right now, that netch was sick. True story, friend. True story. If you've got gold on your hands, you might talk to Rallis up at Colbjorn Barrow. I've heard he wants to excavate the place. Coast has been dangerous lately. Lot of reavers about. I've heard they're searching for the treasure of Acnir Deathbrand, the Pirate King. With the mine shut down, there's no telling how much longer Raven Rock's going to last. Hopefully, Councillor Morvain has a plan.
That's quite a distance from here.
The ash spawn attacks on the bulwark are getting worse. Captain Veleth is trying his best, but I think the Reddering Guard are overwhelmed.
Makes a good bit of coin doing it, too.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Vendel Severin. A pleasure to meet you, Serial.
I'm going to be fine. Captain Veleth would never allow...
Want to buy anything? Or just laugh at
That's
our
reassuring
misfortunes?
enough for you, but it's something that still keeps me awake at night.
Glover Mallory's the name. If you're looking for... Beth is. How's that pretty young daughter of yours doing?
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Nothing. I was just making conversation.
Next time you feel like having a conversation, talk to someone. Admiral, a word.
Here in my shrine. Here do you dwell. What faithless minds are stolen. Your eyes once were blinded. Your hands once were idle. And when the world shall listen, that world will cease to be. Here do you dwell. What faithless minds have stolen. Your eyes once were blinded. Your hands once were idle.
And when the world shall see, and when the world remembers, that world will cease to be. Here do we toil.
That we might remember.
Here you reclaim.
Far from ourselves. Now through him do we see.
Your hands once were idle.
When the world shall listen.
And when the world shall see.
That world will cease to be. Where his shrine.
But they have forgotten.
We might remember.
By night we reclaim.
Nisi. Our hands once were idle.
Now
We might remember.
By night, reclaim.
But by day, stolen.
Far
Eagles everywhere.
that you have forgotten.
That we might remember.
Far from yourself.
Our eyes once were blinded.
Now, through me, do you see?
Our hands once were idle.
And when the world shall listen thee, that you have forgotten.
That we might remember.
By night we reclaim.
What faithless minds have stolen.
Far from ourselves.
Your eyes once were blinded.
Our hands once were idle.
And when the world shall see.
That world will cease to be. That they have forgotten.
Here do we toil, that we might remember.
By night we reclaim.
What by day was stolen, far from ourselves. He grows ever near to us. Our eyes once were blinded. Now through him do we see.
Our hands once were idle.
Now and when the world shall listen.
And when the world shall see. And when the world remembers.
That world will cease to be.
We have come south to test our worth against the mighty Netch. Will you join us? The giant air floaters from the dark elf lands. Only the brave dare to hunt them. Only the strong survive them. Come, test yourself against the beast with us. We all will share in the glory of the hunt. Well met, friend. May we all fight, or die well.
You won't leave here alive.
That's the last of it. It was a good hunt. The beast was strong, but we were stronger. They will sing stories of this day.
Our victory will bring meat and bones to our people and glory to our families.
They will sing stories of this day. They will sing
They will sing
stories
stories of this day.
They will sing stories of this day. They will sing stories of this day.
Dragonborn will judge you. Your soul belongs to Mirak.
Not good enough!
Anytime you want to head for Skyrim, I'm my way. I've spent enough time on Solstheim to last a lifetime.